Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be doing the install on the dual steering stabilizer by Rough Country.
I actually got this on Amazon for 120 bucks. Super cheap. I think it was about 150 if I actually got it through Rough Country. So I saved a little bit of money, so it definitely pays off to shop around. It's going to hopefully
be a pretty quick install, but when you think it's going to be pretty quick, that usually tends to not be true.
Just to show you what we got going on, I got the rem on the Rhino ramps. It's not 100% necessary, but it's just going to give me a little bit more clearance to go ahead and film better. I also got the differential on a jack just to alleviate some of the pressure on the ramps. Now they're rated for 12,000 pounds, but when you're dealing with your truck lifted in the air and you're sitting underneath it, it's better to be safe than sorry. So like I said, hopefully shouldn't take too long. I'll show you guys what you need to do. This kit does come with instructions, but they are a little vague. There are a couple videos out there on YouTube, so if you're not able to find everything that you're looking for from mine, go ahead and do a little research and you can find quite a few others. But yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is remove the factory hardware. So we got to get rid of this bracket and of course the dampener. So the dampener is supported by a bolt here and then one on the opposite end right there. And then the bracket up here is 2 bolts up top, 2 on the bottom. Pretty straightforward. So now that we got both of those off, this should just slide right on out like that, nice and easy. So the next thing we're going to deal with is the bracket here. So again, 2 bolts up top, 2 down below. So here's the new bracket that we're going to install. This thing is heavy. I mean, consider it. You are driving a 3/4 ton truck. Your hardware, especially when it comes to your steering, is going to need to be very durable, heavy, and solid. So I was honestly a little surprised when this kit came in the mail, and it took like my whole strength just to get it off of my porch into the house. But I mean, it should be obvious, right? You don't want some rinky-dink piece of metal supporting your steering when you're going 70 miles an hour down the road. So I got all of our mounting hardware just kind of laid out, just so it's nice and neat. And if you notice, the kit does not come with any new bolts to bolt on your new bracket. So you will need to reuse the 4 that you used or the 4 that you removed from your old bracket. So don't chuck those 4 because you will need them. And then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and install these 2 brackets for the actual shocks themselves. And to install these, we'll need the 4 U-bolts and the 4 nuts with the flared end there. So 8 in total, both of those, this, and the 4 bolts we removed. Okay, now here's where the directions can become a little unclear because they aren't really specified in the included directions. But based off of looking around, we can kind of determine the installation point for these brackets. So I'm going to get these on your hand tight first. Oops, that's not going to do us any good. Let me get these on your hand tight first, and then we'll go ahead and manipulate where we're going to have it for the final installation. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what we're going to do for the final tightening down and installation of these 2 brackets. Now, obviously this is a 2016 model, but it'll probably be pretty similar for a few models older. You're going to see this little divot here, and then you're going to see a groove here. Well, this U-bolt is right in between the 2, and from the top of the bolt here to the mounting position for the shock is 19 inches. And then on this side, if we put the U-bolt here flush here, from the top of that one to the mounting position here for the shock is also 19 inches. So we got 19 and 19. So we're going to go ahead and torque these down in these two places. Now we're at the point to where we can start getting the shocks prepared to install. You're going to get these little guys here, and they are not going to come pre-installed in the bushing here, so you'll want to lube them up with WD-40 or some type of grease, get them pressed in, and then we're going to use the rest of our hardware. So we're going to use these bolts, the washers, and the bigger nuts to get these babies seated. So we got those little spacers installed in the bushings, and I'm going to show you the correct order to utilize the rest of the mounting hardware. So you're going to use, go in from the top, washer, put it through, oh, yep, put it through, second washer, big nut, bolt, washer, washer, big nut, and that's going to remain true on all four of them. Okay, so we got everything tightened down. We went ahead and manipulated everything so we were even across the board. And from bolt head to bolt head, we're at about 18.5 here and 18.5 inches on the other side. We're done. Yeah, like I said, you don't need to torque these down too crazy. Definitely get these brackets torqued down nice. This bracket torqued down, that bracket torqued down, and the only thing that's left is to go ahead and throw the decals on there. So one thing to keep in mind when you install this kit and you go for a little drive is don't have these outrageous expectations that you're gonna see a drastic improvement in handling. Just because we are doing your everyday driving, we're on the freeway, we're driving to work, we're going to the store. It's not like we're doing any kind of off-roading, which is what this kit mostly caters to. So just don't have these unrealistic expectations. But I mean, everything feels pretty good. It feels pretty solid. My steering wheel holds center pretty well. So it's definitely an improvement improvement over my OEM dampener that I replaced, because that thing was getting pretty beat up. So if anything, at least the front end looks cool, right? Because let's be honest, whenever you're looking into these dual stabilizers, especially if all you're doing is your regular everyday driving, part of it is about looks. You know, to say it's not about looks is, I'd say you're lying. I thought it was a little bit about looks, just a little bit, but enough to consider it. So one advantage that I will say that this kit does have is its price. It's not very expensive. Now, the cheapest Mopar steering dampener replacement that I found was $200. So if you wanted to stick with Mopar and purchase another Mopar product, it's going to cost more for just a single dampener in this entire kit. Now, the cheapest one I found was on Rock Auto from some brand I never heard of. It was about $30-40 bucks. But when you're talking your $30-40, maybe even $50,000 truck, I don't think you really want to throw in a $40 part. And your mid-level dampeners, like your Rancho, even your Bilstein, were about $60-70. So if you pay another 70 bucks, you're going to be able to get the whole kit. So you'll have something new, you'll have something nice, and I think Rough Country is fairly reliable. So, like I said, I may have not drastically improved my entire steering, but I'm still happy with the purchase. I would buy it all over again. I don't think it was a waste of money or anything like that, considering that, like I said, I'm just doing your everyday driving. I think it's a very nice kit, and I would definitely buy it all over again. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys are running the same kit, the improvements, the gains, anything that you guys might have noticed, your pros, your cons. Tell me what you think. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.